All right, guys, here we go. We are in, well, we are not in game yet, but we're almost there. We're going to just make sure that we are officially live, which we should be. Hey, Francis Egan, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. I'm going to start by just getting this link and put it into the Discord channel. Thank you guys in advance for hitting that like button. Much appreciated. So there we go. We got that live stream link in there. We're going to close Discord. So just so you guys kind of have an idea as well, we're not going to have any winners today because, quite frankly, I posted the videos a little bit later than I wanted to midweek. And so next week we'll have double winners is kind of what I'm thinking. And there's also a chance that I might one weekend in February have to take off. So we'll get things sorted on that end. But let's make sure that we're up and running first. Let's see. Looks like we are. Gary H., nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. John Jensen, nice to have you here as well. Gujo, hey, what's up? Peace. Anthony Smith, nice to have you here. Cold in England in your bed, though. Your warm bed is waiting for you, Anthony Smith. Love to hear that. And today's going to be a shorter stream, unfortunately, just because I needed to update some stuff, but that's okay. Hillary Hill, good evening. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream today. We're going to have a little bit of a shorter one, but we do definitely want to talk a little bit about the new Light Titan coming to game. And we got to talk a little bit about the event that we have going on right now. I think it's a great opportunity to pick up some extra skin stones if you can. I really do think that skin stones are a valuable asset, and you really can't go wrong with them. Like, you got to try to pick them up when you can. And if they're there to be had in an event like this, I think you should try to grab them. So definitely something to keep in mind there. So we're going to start by looking at this event real quick. Obviously, a bunch of summoning circles involved. And the thing is, too, right, if you have summoning circles, you're going to need, or summoning spheres, you're going to need some come this new Titan as well, most likely. So something to keep in mind, obviously. I personally kind of went for it here because I wanted to kind of get going on picking up some extra skin stones, and also I figured I could potentially kind of earn back some of those summoning spheres. I don't know if I'd be able to earn all of them back. I realized maybe that was a little bit ambitious at the time, but obviously, my guildmates are also on the same page here, making a lot of skin stone purchases here in preparation for the upcoming new Titan, right? So we'll look at that very shortly here. I haven't really looked too much at him. I know he's the light tank, or light Titan tank, because that definitely sounded less cool by saying light tank, right? Sounds like he's not really a very strong tank if you put it that way. So let's see here. We got Guild Island. We have enough to get to the 50. I think that's needed. So we'll open up 10 here and another 10, which should get us, I believe, to the 50 that we need to wrap the. Ooh, nice. We got a good pull there. We got a we got a Super Titan pull. So that should get us the max rewards here. Jason David, nice to have you here. QWERTY, nice to have you here as well. Incognito stuck at work. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. That sounds like a tough day. Hopefully it's not too bad. Right now, I'm just kind of having, we're going to have a shorter stream, but we're going to have a good time, and it should be pretty solid. We're going to talk a little bit about this Light Titan here in a moment once I get things rolling here. First, we're going to start off by talking about the event a little bit and wrap things up on that end. So first, we're going to clean that up. We wrapped up the Adept of Progress, Rich Deposits. I haven't done any dungeon run during this event. That's my fault. Let's see, opening chests. Okay, we can take a look at that too. That should be pretty straightforward. Just not having quite as much time as I'd like to play, but that's okay. That'll hopefully change after this month. Just a bit of a busy month on this one, so that's unfortunate. But okay, so we got that there. All right, so we've done what we can kind of do on the basic end of things here. We still have another day of this event. Can give us some time to acquire some Titanite, which should be fine if we do our dungeon runs. It's just super slow and boring, and I'm not about it necessarily, but that's something that we can consider. Um, Jason David says, I don't know how to handle that many Titans. It's definitely a good amount of Titans for sure. And I think what we're going to do is let's take a look at what we have so far in terms of Titans. So we've got really, where you're looking at is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it might be easier to just look at it this way. So we've got 12 this way. Then we've got another 4, so that's 16. And then we've got another one coming. So 17 Titans all in. Gujo, a member for 4 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. And obviously, you guys, don't forget, if you do have that, I get to put you on the wheel twice when we have winners. Just a nice little bonus for Saturdays and Sundays. So definitely gonna Gujo, remind me if I don't have you on there, but we should. Okay. So with that, right, we've got a bunch of Titans here. I'm still working on all these Titans, but I think the most effective way for me to go about my Titans, at least Jason, was to kind of go about figuring out if I wanted to start with an Earth team, a Water team, or a Fire team. And the reason being that it just makes a lot of sense. And why does it make a lot of sense? Well, you're going to have the totems, right? And the totems are really kind of impact how you play when you're looking at uh, Guild Wars, when you're looking at Clash of Worlds, when you're looking at all that stuff. The bottom line is you're going to be kind of contemplating what you want to, what your strongest totem is, and that'll be a deciding factor as to how you go about things. So if you don't have any totem fragments, then I would just say go with whichever Titan totem that you would like the most, right? Of the 3, I would start with the 3 basics ones because we have all 4 released. So fire, earth, or water. Pick one, and then focus on the primary 4 Titans there. And then you can pick your 5th Super Titan, right? I think that's the best way to go about it right now. And then finish upgrading that team. Then you can go on to a secondary team and something else. I think that is the best option there. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. 'Sorry, guys, I'm making a message here. 18 in total with a new light tank. Not 17. You forgot Brewster. Oh, that's right, because Brewster's not included on that. That's right. That makes sense. All right. Let me let's real quick so I can close this tab here. I want to look at this video. I actually haven't seen it yet, so I apologize in advance. I probably should have prepared a little bit more, but we got Rigel, the tank, the tank of light. And of course, because it's a video, it's not wanting to show. Of course. So we got Rigel fighting Brewster. It's only showing it in preview mode. Supernova restores the balance of the universe. All right. Well, bottom line is it's coming next weekend. Okay, so that's the important thing there because we couldn't watch the whole thing, but that's okay. So, bottom line is we're gonna have a new tank next weekend, and so I guess it's nice that Hero Wars has prepped us by having this super, well, I say super skin event, right? Skin Titan, Skin Stone event. Just kind of unfortunate that obviously you need to do a bunch of similar tasks really to get through the event. So I think that's kind of lame on Hero Wars part, but classic also on Hero Wars part. So what can you say about that? I'm not really too sure, but that just seems so Hero War like, where they're like, we're going to deplete your resources that you're going to need for the event, in addition to asking you to use some of those same resources to progress to get the hero or Titan that you want. In this case, it's Titan, right? Um, eh. So I'm going to go with that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And of course, my game is not loading again. Come on now. So yeah, I would probably, Anthony, start with choosing one of the 3 starters, right? You're talking about fire, earth, or water Titans, one of the 3. go with the totem that you like the most, or have the most of, either or, and then you develop your titans around that. So I would start with that and go from there. Guido says water first is not a bad move because you can grab more Titanite. Yeah, and I think that goes into choosing a totem type that you like. And so if you like that healing aspect, I do think that it's helpful early on to acquire more Titanite. So water's a popular choice. I would say not necessarily a bad choice. I mean, is there one? I personally went with Earth. I don't think fire is the most popular, but fire is great for offensive um, prowess, I would say. So I mean, you really can't go wrong choosing any of the three. I do think that water is probably the most friendly at the beginning of the game because you can heal. So that's something to consider here. So now I have 39 of these summoning spheres. We're going to save all of them for the new Titan coming out next weekend. So we gotta maintain some semblance of acquiring Titan potions and skin stones. So that's something I gotta keep in mind. So I'm definitely going to not upgrade any of these guys, but I do want to see soulstone wise how we're moving along here. So Iari's getting close to absolute. So my light titans are moving along, and obviously the other thing too is when we get to the challenges, they typically want you to upgrade the same type of titan. So they'll tell you to upgrade like your light titans to level 120 and get the skins 40 or 80 levels higher. They always do that. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So keep that in mind. You want to try to maintain and try to start storing up some Titan Skin Stones and Titan Potions as well. I'm excited to see what this tank's all about. Let me see. I don't think this game info is in the game yet. Yeah, we don't see it yet, so I'm going to go with he's not yet available in the sense that we can see what's going on with him. He's not quite available just yet. Let's see what else we got here. Titan Valley. Altar of Elements. I might just open 10 here for fun. I don't really see this being a necessary part of the upcoming event, right? In the times past, it's really been pretty simple. It's been opening a bunch of Circle of Summonings, powering up those same Titans, and that's really it. I mean, it hasn't been a super in-depth event. So, I mean, my preparation here is really going to be holding on to my Guild War trophies and essentially converting them over into bronze so then I can use them to upgrade this new Titan and get those Titan skin stones going. Obviously the skin stones here are going to help, but getting I think is like level 80 is a tall task. It's not really the easiest thing to do. So I mean, it's going to be an uphill battle, at least for me in terms of this event, because I don't have as much stored up, and I'm still thinking, right, we still have the Dark tank, and we still have 2 more Super Titans coming in the upcoming months. So those are things that, just keep in your mind when we are going forward. If you have to skip one of them, I don't think that one of the tank ones is the worst one to skip. I think it would be a little bit worse to skip one of the Super Titan ones because those are probably the harder soul stones to acquire, and so wanting to save up on those makes the most sense, right? So I think that logically speaking is the move. It's the move. So all right, we upgraded our Ishmael there where we were talking, but I think it was kind of a good idea to do because we need to make sure that we are helping our guild out with guild activity. Opening chest and tower always can hopefully find some decent events here. Really, I personally am looking for Lamort cards. I've already have a bunch of Lycanthrope's Fangs for Kark, but I don't have yet what I need to upgrade my Lars, which is what I'm kind of focusing on right now currently, given that he really is the key for me in establishing a twin team. That'll be my first twin team because I haven't really focused on the undead twins or none of the other ones. So that's really going to be the primary focus at this time. So let's keep moving here. Jason Davis says they keep developing new things. Yeah, they do. And they're not really afraid to keep, throwing stuff out there without completing other aspects of it. I'm looking at Asgard and just going, how long is this going to remain incomplete? And it just seems like we're never going to have all the heroes with their ascension skills. Um, I don't know what else to say. It just doesn't seem like they're going to ever release new ones. So I'm waiting for that to happen. I think it can happen and should eventually happen. I just don't know how long it will be before that actually does transpire, right? Where we get the new Titans and we get, um, or not new Titans, the new hero ascension skills unlocked. It's really what I'm waiting for. I really would love to see how strong Card can go. I think Jew could be, super benefited by that as well. Obviously, um, a lot of heroes that are kind of primary to that, right? Like the ones that are early to that kind of session, really seeing, some great effects coming off of that. So I would like to see some more heroes fall into that category personally. Yeah, there we go. John Jensen's on the same page. We are on the same page talking about that for sure. Saying that he wishes they would start updating those more hero skills in terms of Ascension. So, yeah, I agree with you there. Same page. Gary H says, what do I do with a 1 million element tournament coins? That's a great question. And I think that's something worth bringing up in the Discord channel. And I'm talking, when I say Discord channel, there is a little chat for the YouTube content creators and Facebook and web developers. So I think that's something worth mentioning. I've been thinking about bringing it up before, and I never really have. So let me hop over here to Hero Wars, and let me take a look here into the YouTubers chat. I was live streaming the other day, today, and uh, a lot of Hero War players were interested in knowing if element tournament coins will eventually be transferable into dark or light Titan fragments. Or hold on, can we sell them? I don't know if we can sell them. So that would be like the other thing. They might just be like, you should sell them. If that's the case, then we should, I guess, consider that. But let's see. Hold on. Before I write that in, we can sell them, but we can only sell these for more fragments. Okay. Or uh, some other useful item as the fragments after the completion of the fire, water, and earth titans are virtually unusable. All right, so I put it in there. That's something to discuss at some point. So I personally have been saying that for a minute. Nothing's been happening. So we'll see, Gary. I'll let you know what response I get. I'll keep you guys posted. Hopefully, we will get a response. I don't know. I don't really know how that all works out. But we'll see what Hero Wars has to say about it. I'm sure other people are thinking the exact same thing and on the same page about that. I mean, I don't think it's a unique idea for us. I think it's something that we need to address. And I think if we bring it up, Hero Wars will hopefully hear about it. And if not, we'll just keep asking until hopefully they do something about it. So that's a start for what we can do about that. I'm not sure what else we can do about it right this second, but I think that's a start. So, all right, let's keep looking here. Back to the airship. I haven't really done anything here that we need to do. meaning that we need to start up our expeditions, or at least I need to start up my expeditions. It's just such a tangential waste if I don't. So we'll claim these guys here. All right, we got that. We got this guy starting up as well. Cool. All right. So I've got a bunch of our expeditions started. I have some keys in my chest. We need to see what we can do here. I'm not really sure. Yeah, so we're way off on our chaos cores. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Satori, we don't have the fragments we need to upgrade. Iris, on the other hand, though, we can upgrade a little bit, so we will. And that'll also get us another key by doing this. So that's really kind of what I was going for. We wanted to upgrade a little bit to get some keys, and I kind of wanted to see, I like to really have all of my heroes. I know this is just like kind of like a little fun thing that I like to do personally, is to have all of my heroes be ideally gray, but at least summoned. So I want to at least awaken these guys for Aiden. Now they're all activated, and it looks like in terms of actual progress, T25 is the highest gray number you can go. So I'm going to try to upgrade some of these heroes that can be upgraded closer to level 25. Not quite, but help us out a little bit as well. Claim those. Let's see. The events, I think, kind of limited in what you can kind of do as well with trying to acquire more of these. Like, look, you can really only acquire the bigger ones by doing a bunch of guild Titan runs in the guild dungeon. So that's a long ways, 1,000, and there's no way in heck I'm going to be doing that on stream because that's going to be taking way too long. Chests and Outland just doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to spend that many emeralds, nor do I want to purchase any emeralds. Spending energy. This one I would probably consider looking at 1,500, but 2,500 seems like a big jump, and I don't really want to purchase any energy, so I'm kind of holding off on that. I don't really think it's for me. So I mean, I think I've done a lot of what I can do right now in the event, but there's not a whole lot more I can do here. Let's see. Wish they would start updating more heroes with ascension skills. Yeah, actually, speaking of that, John Jensen, I kind of want to look at mine here as well. I know I already read that comment, but I just saw it again, and I was like, that's something that I feel like we should have been doing a minute ago. And of course, now that I look at my energy, I'm like, I need to spend that energy. We can't just be holding on to it. So I'll come back to that. And Hall of Fame, we might as well just look real quick and claim our rewards. Claim. Astral Seer. Courtney says, I finally maxed a Titan skin in the event. Been playing 2.5 years. Congratulations, Courtney. It is a grind, and you have officially done, in my opinion, one of the more difficult things to do with skins, right? If we're looking at hero skins versus Titan skins, I think getting the Titan skin to Absolute is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations, Courtney. That is a feat in itself because, no joke, it is definitely a tall task. So congratulations, Courtney, on that. That's very nice. And Gary H, we'll try to see what we can do there. And then he says, they promised us a new Asgard boss, but that has never happened. Did they promise us a new Asgard boss and I missed that? Do you know any more about that, Anthony? I'm curious. I mean, it's totally plausible. I would not be surprised, but I just don't know enough to say, oh yeah, I remember that. So probably. I don't know off the top of my head right now. Gonna be honest with you. Let's see. Gary says, are we getting Mushy and Shroom on 420? You know what? I think Hero Wars would be hilarious for doing that. When is 420? Is 420 an actual date that would be an event date? Your your guess would be as good as mine. So we got to look at a calendar here. 4, which would be April. 20. I mean, it's right in line for having Mushy and Shroom. I think that'd be hilarious. I think that would be awesome, personally, if they did 420 Mushy and Shroom, right? Because if you don't know, 420 is a very popular date for those in the smoking community, and Mushy and Shroom is very much a uh, fits in the theme of that kind of hero, I would say, essentially, right? Kind of very Earth-like, very mushroom and mushroomish, mushy and shroom. So I think it makes sense. I don't think there'd be anything wrong with that. I think that would be pretty funny. I don't really have too much more to offer on that. That's just a quality comment. I think they could totally do it if they wanted to. We got to refresh our page here. I don't know what is going on. Our program is getting updated, and so now it's just running everything slower. I don't know what to say. Um, But I think that would be funny, Gary. I like the idea. Courtney says, time to go for number 2. See you at year 5. Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully it doesn't take as long. I mean, especially with Hero Wars now implementing these newer Skinstone events. We never had Skinstone events. So I think that might actually help us out a little bit in terms of actually completing and finishing out that aspect, right? So I think that would be good. That'd be good. And Cogni says, congratulations, Cordy. That's awesome. Yep. Anthony says it's a while back. Yeah, I know Hero Wars has been doing a lot of different things and scrapping ideas and throwing new ideas up behind the scenes. Um, the ideas I've seen personally have not been super impressive sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, why are we wasting time even thinking about this? But, hey, you can't always control that. And it looks like what? Hero Wars is just opening 2 tabs now. We're just going to have to close. Safari's just acting up. We're going to just close out Safari here. Force quit that. Calendar's probably also in the way. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. All right, let's go Facebook and into Hero Wars, please and thank you. Thomas says, lol, 420. Weedheads. Yep. Anthony says, Smith says, we are supposed to get Mushroom Shroom middle of February for Facebook, but do not know the date. I mean, if that's the case, it's looking like it's the very following event after we get the new Light Titan. So I don't know if that's a great marketing idea because I just think they're so close together. I personally think that's a bit much, but hey, you know what? Again, not in charge of how Hero Wars rolls out their dates. If I were them, I would roll it out at the earliest, the last week of February. Give yourself that week in between and put the ×4 sale of the Emeralds, move it up a week, so it'd be the week after we have the Light Titans. But that's just my thoughts on it. I think it would be the most sensible thing so that people could, if they so decided, stocked up on these emeralds so they could use them in the hero event release if that's how they're deciding to go things. But hey, and I don't make those decisions. What is going on here? Game just doesn't want to load. There we go. Jimmy wants 12 new heroes every year. That's a lot of heroes, Jimmy. I don't know if we can handle that. At least I don't know if I can handle that. Forget everyone else. I don't know if I can handle that many heroes coming into the game. We're going to start here with kind of looking at some of these recipes here. Working on my third one for Lars, right? The third staff of neutralization recipe. That's probably the hardest of the 3 items to get that I have left, which is like the Lamort card, right? Which you can actually get in the tower run. So that's the last item I need to be able to create the Awakened Might. We can't awaken it, though, without creating that recipe and getting that last Lamort card. Once we do that, we'll get Lars up to red +2. Then we got to start looking at some of these other items that we're going to have to ultimately start picking up. So sometimes I actually like to look ahead and try to pick up some of these items if they are in the shop and I know I'm going to end up needing them. So I like to kind of look ahead once in a while when I'm like, okay, I know I still need to accumulate enough items, right, for red +2. As soon as he becomes red +2, it doesn't hurt to start looking at, what items I'm going to need to create the future items of a hero. The only problem with this, though, is sometimes I will say I create one of these, and then one of my other heroes can use it, and then I forget that I was saving it. And then it's just like, oh man, I was meaning to save that item for a different hero, but then I forgot and I used it. So that can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but can't always control those. Can't always control those. But you can kind of, try to plan a little bit ahead, and that's kind of what I'm going for here. So we'll claim those. Simon's Enlightenment. Creator's Feathering. Throwing Knives. Always need a bunch of those as well. It seems regardless of what kind of hero you're kind of building. And Trine, another item that you just need a lot of. Anyway, all right. So we've gotten that. We started this here. We're going to collect some, I guess, free items that we semi-need, but we just need so much more gold when it comes to our Ascension upgrades as well. Qwerty says, interesting question about the Dark Light Titans. Once they are all launched, Max v Max, which would win? Hypothetically speaking, the attacking team should always win. So my guess is the attacking team, 95% of the time, assuming that you use the skills, should win against the defending team. So I'm saying if you're using a light Titan team against a Dark Titan team, the light attacking team will win. If you use a Dark Titan team against a light Titan defense team, the attacking Dark team will win. So I just think that, and obviously we'll see if this plays out, but my understanding is that is how it'll run, right? So I think that's how it's going to end up working out. What do I do with those? It's a good question. I think what's going to end up happening, and maybe I'm wrong, is once they do roll out all of the Titans, they'll end up adding it to the merchant eventually. It just doesn't make sense for them not to. At least that's what I'm foreseeing as being a potential plan for Hero Wars. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's a fair question. I just think that's where I'm headed. All right, to Asgard. Let's see where they go. Gary says you have 4 million soul shop coins. Just buy everything. I mean, yes and no. It doesn't. I mean, don't want to buy things I don't need because you never know. Like down the road, if I will end up needing something specific. So I just personally like to try to like hold off on necessarily just buying everything. But if it's something I will eventually need, I do typically tend to look at that a little bit more seriously. Let's see. Can double check what we're looking at here in the soul shop. I mean, I guess I'll collect it, but I don't necessarily need it. I definitely don't need that. Definitely don't need that. No. Hand of Midas. Don't like building these red items, so if I can claim them, I will, especially if I think I'll need them down the road. No, we're good there. Minotaur's Head, always need that item. It seems to be like one of the foundational items for everything, so what are you going to do? This is where things get hard, because I like to claim these items as well, but I also love the large skinstone chests, which makes it difficult, but you don't get any deals by buying 10 over 1, whereas you do get deals on mobile. So that's like one of the things too, where it's like, if I'm going to buy, I'm always going to buy like 10 singular chests over one 10 set chest, because the pricing of the Outland coins just doesn't make sense. Throwing knives I'll eventually need. Maybe eventually, but not now. We'll hold off on that. All right, so we basically made the purchases I think that we will need foreseeably that are reasonably priced. Guess we'll pick up the Dragon Tooth. What does Daredevil need the Dragon Tooth for, though? Explain yourself, Daredevil. That's Darkstar. Easy item to create. We will make it for you, Aiden. Where is Daredevil, though? Daredevil hiding from us. Did it passer? Daredevil. Oh, okay. What item did she need that for? Hmm. I'm not sure. Anyway, all right, fine. Fine. Critical hit for Daredevil. Okay. Let's see. I think that really kind of eases up into us kind of just going straight for the boss here and taking out getting our one shot in for Osh here and getting ready really. So my plan, at least for rewards, right? So I do want to give out rewards um, foreseeably soon. So I'm thinking Discord channel tomorrow, Sunday, we can have winners for Sunday, right? We can have one winner for Facebook, one for web. But I think the video portion of Saturday, I just posted a little too late. That's on me. So I think we should have double winners next weekend, not this weekend. And then I think that'll be fair foreseeably. So people at least had a week to enter into the contest. I think the videos just went up a little bit too late. There's like 4 or 5 day notice, whereas the uh, Discord channel went up and there's like almost a full week. So I think tomorrow we'll have winners for Sundays. We just didn't have it for today. So I think that's kind of the plan here. So I'm going to make my hit on Osh and we will probably wrap up things here on stream. But I think it was pretty productive. We actually did talk about the new incoming Titan, how to kind of prep for it in the sense that just try not to use too many items that you foreseeably will need, but also if you can't go hard this upcoming event, the plan is simply just save your items that you're going to need because we're going to use them pretty much the same uh, setup I think Hero Wars will have for these Super Titans. So we'll know for sure once we get there, but it really does seem like Hero Wars is not deviating too much from the status quo of what we're getting out of these day-to-day new Titan events, right? So obviously we're also going to have a new hero event potentially soon. I don't know what they're going to do with this Mushroom Shroom strength tank. It just seems like a crazy idea. They're going to have to come up with new skills essentially for Mushroom Shroom, which it doesn't make sense to me because it's like you're going to come up with a new set of skills for a hero that already has that preset on mobile, and you're just gonna scrap the entire idea. It just doesn't quite make sense to me. I think Hero Wars is reaching, and if they end up doing this, um, where they decide, we're not going to use the same skills, or they decide, any alternatively, yeah, we're going to use the same skills, but we're just going to make him a tank, uh, him or her, him and her, they, them. Anyway, it's just not going to. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's going to be a little bit too. I'm going to use the word too creative, but I think it just doesn't make sense to me that they would end up. Um, how do I describe this? It doesn't make sense to me. I just don't understand why they would do that personally. Anyway, so now I think the next hero I'm going to be working on. So obviously you can kind of see here, I'm kind of getting close to done with Kark. Astaroth is really close as well, and Martha as well. I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on the upgrades of heroes that actually have ascension skills. So Nebula, I think, is my first target, and I do have other heroes that I'm going to need eventually as well. Sebastian, Isaac, and other supports as well. But I think for now the support I want to focus on after some of my main attackers and team is Nebula because I want to try to see how this new skills work out. It's kind of annoying that only certain ones have it, and I think it's time to kind of finally focus on that and get those heroes a little bit stronger so I can actually finally see what it's like to upgrade an ascendant skill and we'll do it on live so that everyone is on the same page. I think that'd be pretty cool, personally. So, all right, let's see. We're going to take down the boss here, or do our best to deal some damage and wrap things up on tonight's stream. We'll be live again tomorrow, and tomorrow we will have winners in the Discord. So this is your heads up to, if you haven't already, put your name into the Discord proper area and enter so that we can make sure that you're entered in the contest and have a chance at winning. Are you kidding me? I'm one eternal seed off from upgrading my warrior branch. Ah, pain. It's like Hero Wars did it on purpose. All right, let's see what we can do here. So here we probably want Oliver. We want Fenris here. Kane's the only option. Albus should be here. So this is like your ideal, I think, pet situation. I would like my Axel to be stronger. Otherwise, I think Albus makes more sense. But we'll go with Axel for today. I do think Albus typically makes more sense. What are you going to do about that? And it's loading. And we're going to just go ahead and auto this right here. Yes, thank you for hanging out, Gujo. Have a great night here as we take down or do some damage to Osh here, level 160. Have a great night, and thank you guys for hitting that like button. Really, really appreciate it. Always love that. So we're going to try to do some damage to Osh here. It looks like we got over 1 mil damage, which is nice. Axel keeping us alive here, and Oliver keeping Osh alive, even though it's really meant to keep opposing tanks from dealing damage. But I guess they're kind of classifying some of the damage that Osh here is dealing as tank damage, because it looks like Isaac is holding up better than I expected. We do have 2 mil damage, which I think is pretty good so far. Granted, this is my best team. You'd like to really kind of get 10 mil damage out, but this is not really one of those situations given that how strong my opponent is. So 3 mil damage we'll take. We'd like to kind of continue to improve as we can, and obviously with no skills bought there, because I'm kind of not really wanting to spend gold when I don't need to. We're just going to claim some of these items here. I don't think we'll get enough to get the 1 extra eternal seed we need, unfortunately. Why do I not buy Valkyrie's favor? It's a good question. I think for me personally, it's added up over time, and so like I've kind of like taken a break from getting Valkyrie's favor. And I don't know if you guys know, but Valkyrie's favor, like when you've been playing for as long as I have, let's see, I say as long as I have, but I guess on this account I've played 3 years. Let's do the math on that though. 52 weeks, right? So 52 weeks in a year. Let's say you've played, how much is Valkyrie's favor now? I'm not even sure how much it is, which I'll have to take a look at in a second, Anthony. I do think that Valkyrie's favor is a good, I think it's a good deal. But I also think that for me, it's one of those things where once I start getting it and I just like routinely make that purchase, it opens me up to potentially spending in game, and I'm trying to avoid that right now. So I think that's kind of one of the biggest factors, at least for me, when I look at it. So it's like $2 US, but then once you activate that, there does come the secondary offer for the Valkyries. So I usually end up getting that one as well. So that would cost me like $5. So let's say 1 year, 52 weeks times 5, give or take, because it's like $5, give or take. So that's $260 a year you're spending on Valkyrie's favor alone. That doesn't include any times 4 sales. That doesn't include any other of those bargains, if you will. Like let's say you have a really nice, you want that Titan skin's $20, something like that. So for me, like $260 a year, right? It's not super expensive, but I guess that plus, let me look at, so this account I started in 2019. We're in 2023 now, and let's say 4 years. So let's say $260 times 4, $1,040, give or take. So I just think for me right now, and that's the base. That's not including any of the extra times 4 purchases, Christmas purchases, so on and so forth. So I'm just kind of taking a break from spending right now personally. I'm not saying, people shouldn't spend or people should spend. That's just why I personally right now am not doing Valkyrie's favor. That's just the reality of the situation is I know myself, and if I were to get that initial Valkyrie's favor, I would end up being like, okay, let's just get some of these other things. It's not a big deal, and then over time that would like add up. So that's just for me, Anthony. I'm not saying other people shouldn't be doing it or shouldn't be thinking about it. That's just my personal choice right now. I hope that makes sense. And I know it's not for everyone. Everyone's not kind of doesn't have the same propensity to want to spend if they start spending. But I definitely am like one of those guys. So I personally like just taking a break from right now from doing that, and so that's where we're at. All right, so we're just we're kind of cruising now with our Hero Wars stuff. I actually got to pick up an order real quick, so I am going to peace out for this live stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here, guys, on this live stream tonight. We're gonna have winners tomorrow, so make sure you put your name in the entry if you haven't. And with that being said, guys, I look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon in Dominion and hopefully even tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. It was great spending time with y'all, and I can't wait to have winners for us tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.